Okay, peace and blessings, glory, glory to the eternal living God. It's your brother Jehoshaphat Israel here, and this day that God has blessed us with, I'm going to use this day to be used as but a vessel. But for me to be used by God in this day, I have to be able to give in to all the fruits of the Spirit: joy, love, peace, forgiveness, mercy, grace, all these things. You know what I'm saying? I have to have my soul, you know what I'm saying? The person that I am have to fully give into all the fruits of the Spirit to be used by God in this
Peace.
day.
Israel is.
You know what I'm saying? In this day alone, I choose to be used by God. Coming back from the Sabbath weekend, I have to understand that we're against principalities and forces. Now, before the weekend, I understood against principalities of darkness and high places. I completely understand that. But coming back from the weekend, God hit me with a nuance in my mind to make me fully comprehend what that means. And a lot of us in this life have been fighting all these different principalities that we had no idea. We didn't know how much it was. We didn't know how great this darkness that was over our life that we've been fighting against. It's no different than Daniel. When Daniel said it, Daniel went on a fast and a pray for like 4 days just to hear the voice of God, to see what he was going through. And in that instant in time, God heard every single thing that he asked for, just like us. God hears us. He knows us. He understands us because we commit to him. And he knows us. So all our prayers is already up there. It's just the fact that what is the region that we live in? What is the principality of forces that has been signed over that region that we live in? We are up against that force. And that force knows us well. Am I saying these things to be like a fear monger and have you fearing? No, because these same principles of forces we've been fighting our whole life. We just didn't know that we was up against all this damn darkness. So as you look at your life, it's not you. It's not God not answering your prayers. It's the fact that whatever region you might live in, what is the principality of darkness that reigns over that region? It's a lot of power. You know what I'm saying? We've been thinking, okay, we've been fighting unclean spirits, familiar spirits. We've been fighting demons. But what about that principality of that evil that reigns over that whole territory over where you live? That's what we are up against. That's the bigger picture. That's the elephant in the room that we never was able to identify because it was invisible, hidden in plain sight, right in our face, what we are fighting. It is not us, my brothers. It is not our God, my brothers. It's not the fact that he don't answer no prayers. It's the fact that we up here fighting against all these principalities of evil. God came to me this weekend, right? And he explained to me how important it is for you to pray. From what he explained to me, amongst all the things that he taught me over this weekend and he brought into my remembrance, is it's one thing to talk to God. That's good. It's good to talk to God in your head. You know what I'm saying? Tell him about yourself. Tell him about what's going on with you in your life. But the prayers that God has already commanded for us to say each and every single day is our protection. And if we don't have that, if you don't say that prayer, you in trouble. You know what I'm saying? You in trouble. You going to have some hard times and your day is going to be harder. The prayer that we're supposed to pray every single day: Thou Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from all evil. That is a must. Every single day. I don't care how weary you are. I don't care if you slip. This is why he say, make me first. Make me the first thing that's on your mind when you get up in the morning time, so you can remember to say that prayer of protection. He reminded me. He let me know personally. You slipping. You know what I'm saying? You slipping. You're not praying to me. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not praying to me, how can I protect you? Praying is not the same as talking to God. And talking to God is not the same as prayer. There is weapons. There is protection. There is mercy and grace found in the first prayer that he wants you to pray to him each and every single day. Now, I'm running out of time in here, and I gotta hurry up and put old boy on. The one thing that I want to ask for this morning time. Glory to the eternal for living God. We here, we can be used by God. We gotta pick up on this wave. You know what I'm saying? You gotta put your spiritual antennas up when he is asking, when he is requiring something of you. But as long as you stand prayed up, as long as you stay waiting and long suffering for your God, you'll be able to listen to what he's telling you, what he is requiring of you today to make your day better, to make your day more easier, to make your day full of peace. If we are but willing to give into him, we know that any of us that decides to keep our mind on him, he gonna keep us in his perfect peace. This is true, but it's so important for him to hear that prayer of protections and guidance in the day is very important when you go outside that world and it's full of dark and evil and being manipulated by evil like puppet screens for all the evil that you might have to face again. So it's very important, my brothers and sisters. Now, the question that I posed for this morning time, it goes back to your president. Okay, I can understand Israel. I can understand Israel. I can't, but America, I can't understand it because look, how many wars are you going to fight at one time? You already at a war against black people. Already. That's an ongoing battle in this country. Our government is against us because we're the chosen people. And God said we're going to be suppressed by the government. The government that's suppressing us is the Antichrist. We're God's chosen people living. And the saddest thing about us, to be honest with y'all, we live where Satan dwells. You know what I'm saying? If you look at all the places in this earth, America is where Satan keeps his home at. He stays close to the children of God because he want to be able to manipulate us, use us, put pain on us, put suffering on us because we're God's chosen people. It's crazy. We live where Satan dwells. We're captured. Ain't nobody else going through that. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody else been through that. God said that we would be in the land of our captivity in our last days. That's where we at now. And that's what we're fighting against is this beast system that God said that we would. The beast system takes its form as racism against us. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole system. God said that his people is going to be fighting in the last days in the land of their captivity. So we're in the land of our captivity fighting against racism that takes us. It's the beast system. The beast system is fighting against us in these last days. That's why you see the world the way it is. But back to my question. How many wars are you going to fight? You know what I'm saying? You got a war against black people. You say you had a war against poverty. You say you had a war against crime. You said you had a war. What else? A war against immigration. Now you got a war against Iraq. It's too many wars that we have on the home front. And I know when you spread yourself very thin, then that's when you're not able to stand up. What do I mean by that? If I'm doing this over here, doing that on the left, doing that on the right, doing this in the front and doing that in the back, I'm not going to be able to concentrate on the things right in the center. And that's what America has to worry about, the things that are in the center. The things that are in the center is us, the people of America. You know what I'm saying? That's what it should be worrying about. So far as in our tyrannical government, which war is you going to fight? Is you going to fight a war against immigration? That's one whole war that you wage, that you spending billions of dollars on. You're going to fight a war against poverty. I don't even see that. You're going to fight a war against crime. You're going to fight a war against drugs. Or are you going to continue to fight black people? Which one? You can't do all of them. But in this interview right here, you see that not everybody is for America like that. Not everybody looks at this war the way we look at this war. Like, why did we just jump into a war with Iran for? That's a whole different sovereign nation that didn't have nothing to do with us. Remember all those weeks I was sitting there showing y'all how much money that we barter and trade with that company? We don't have no barter and trade, really. $63 million, that ain't no money. How you going to go into somebody's country and tell them how to run it? And then bully them and tell them, if you don't give us your oil, then I'm just gonna bomb everything. I'm gonna blow up everybody. I'm gonna wipe you out. That's crazy right there. It's the 24th century. You know what I'm saying? This is the future, and this is the first thing you rely on is bully tactics to get something from somebody. Nah, won't you just pay just like we as Americans, we have to pay. We have to stay above water. We don't have nobody that's going to come rescue us when things go bad. But God, who else do we have in our corner that's going to come rescue us and save us when we get in trouble? Now, the government always has somebody come along and save it. And it's dead wrong. So if you keep on saving somebody, it's just like the scriptures say. If you save them today, you're going to have to save them tomorrow. And then you're going to have to save them for the rest of your life. That's the United States government. You know what I'm saying? With the banking systems here in the government, it's like one hand washing another hand, and America never being accountable for its bad decision making. If you have somebody always coming to rescue, we be rescuing the United States of America. We be pulling America out of poverty. We be doing all kind of stuff with America with our tax dollars. But America ain't gonna come through us and save us. When America gonna learn to do the right thing, to be good towards people? Okay, it needs to work on that. It needs to work about its international policies. America needs to work on how it treats people. America needs to work on how they treat the people right here in this homeland, on home soil.
Bombing Lebanon, it's continuing its genocidal war in Gaza. The Irish government must call this out for what it is. It is wrong, it is illegal, it will not bring peace. This is about neo-colonialism in the 21st century. It's about control over oil, it's about control over resources, over countries. This is about two out-of-control bully boys and warmongers, Trump and Netanyahu, who are trying to reshape the world in their dystopian view of what humanity should be. It is not about peace. Why is the government cowering in silence? Why will you not condemn this illegal war, the US-Israel bombing of Iran? Why will you not condemn it? You know, Trump is just distracting from his domestic failures, from his population that is suffering from a cost of living crisis, while billionaires rake in more and more. Thousands are being killed. The lives of Irish peacekeepers are being put in danger, as well as thousands of Irish people in the region. The Irish government must stand up and condemn this breach of international law and take the action that shows that we, and I know it's the people of Ireland, want us to be on the side of peace. It is about us asserting a neutrality that stands for peace, not facilitates warmongers. We know our airspace, our airports are being used by the US military and Israel in terms of facilitating the transport of military weapons. How can we stand over this? The Irish people do not agree with this. We are calling, and the government must stop all US and Israel military use of Irish airspace and airports. We must implement the Occupied Territories Bill. That is an action the government could do right now, and it would send a message that we stand on the side for peace. I also believe the Irish government should send a message of solidarity to the Spanish government. We stand with Spain. We stand with a Spanish Prime Minister who is willing and brave enough to call this.
And it's sad, right? Because we live in a third world country, right? We're affected, and we see it. We see it in the gas prices. We see it in anything that we would use as an expense. We see that go up. So we feel it. You know what I'm saying? We feel it. But people in third world countries feel it way more harder, way more faster. You see all the stuff that's happening over in the DR. You see that? You see the Dominican Republic. You see they ain't got no gas. They ain't got no lights. Now, that's all the third world countries. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that will be considered to be a nation that's trying to build themselves up to become a one world government. first world government. It's only three, family, my brothers and sisters, it's only three major countries in this whole world. So everybody else is feeling it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else is feeling this. You see Ireland, you know what I'm saying? You see Ireland, they trying to put their foot down. They're like, America, we don't want to be involved in this. But America is still forcing their hand. They over there using all of their,
for what it is, a breach of
all of their bases to strike Iran because it's more closer to that place. All of our bases around Iraq, from what they saying in the news, have been damn near devastated. It has decimated all the way down. People fighting for their life right now. So we can't really use the bases that's around Iran. We all know it's like so many different bases around Iran. So what they doing? They taking off in Ireland and dropping all their bombs. But before we end this message for today, let's just look at the world and see what's going on in the world because of this war. You can't have a war on all fronts like this. You cannot. You got to pick one. You know what I'm saying? And then you got to stay dedicated to it. You just can't pick a war and then stop it and then leave it. Look at the war on poverty. When we going to win that one? Look at the war on crime in this country. When we going to win that one? Look at the war on drugs. And we always know it'll always be a war against black people because we are the chosen people of God up against the beast system. You can call it racism. You can call it covert. I'm just looking at the spiritual application of it. You know what I'm saying? Before I cover it and I'll tell you, okay, it's racism. But why is it racism on the level that it's on? It's a spiritual war. It's a spiritual fight. You know what I'm saying? Of light and darkness, good and evil. And God said that we would be fighting against this system. Who else on this earth is fighting against a system that hate the fact that they're black? Who? We can't help the fact that we God's people. We can't help that. But we can protect ourselves about knowing about what we're going through.
I mean, it looks like the zombie apocalypse has happened at the Aldi. Nothing here. Not much over here.
Well, we're going to be eating good during this storm.
Okay, now it's out of control. This is unacceptable. I've got the cheap ones.
Waiting for gasoline. 1 hour เก็บไปต่อเช้ามั่งตา
Don't it kind of remind you of the pandemic?
I'm not ashamed to say I'm scared. I'm standing here at this pump and I just don't know anymore. Gas is up, food is up, medicine is up. My check is exactly the same as it was 2 years ago and I am falling behind every single month. Comment.
I have never been this angry.
So you can see that this war is affecting everybody. You know what I'm saying? Everybody across this whole world. And then the sad things about it is the people who live in the third world, they feel it faster than we can. Just because these people live in these foreign places and they being affected by a war that their government never started. You know what I'm saying? Their government never initiated this war, but another foreign power did, but then they still feel it. You know what I'm saying? They still feeling it across the whole world. You seen the one country, what was it? Was it Cuba? They said Cuba ain't got no power right now. I seen they city. You know what I'm saying? I seen they city. Ain't nobody got no power. They over there in pitch black. How long has this been? Okay, now, that affects the people in other countries the way it do. Yes, this is right. But when will it start affecting us more? And I showed you the clips where it's already affecting, it's starting to affect us even more. So, same thing. Question for today. How does this end? What is the end games? What was the purpose of going into this war? But then that's your country. Your country makes a problem, and then it goes through and it tries to fix the same problem that it made. Does not make any sense. Say it to you again. Doesn't make any sense.
We should have 3 months.